everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn how to create or update SendGrid contact on Typeform submission. So I'm an owner of an online fashion store, and using Typeform, I have created a form with the help of which I collect my leads data, and the form is embedded on my website that I have. Here what I want is that as soon as any of the potential customers or clients, a new form submission is going to be done using Typeform, I want to add that lead as a contact in my SendGrid account. Now creating these contacts manually can be very time consuming. So what I've done is I've simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. And here in this automation, I'm going to build a connection between Typeform and SendGrid with the help of it. So if you also want to learn about this amazing automation process step by step, for that let me take you to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to create or update SendGrid contact on Typeform submission. So as an owner of an online fashion store, I use Typeform to collect my leads data, and this form is embedded on my website. On the other hand, I rely on SendGrid to manage my email campaigns. So in this video, I've automated the entire process of connecting Typeform and SendGrid. Now, whenever any of the customer lead does a form submission using Typeform, automatically that lead is going to be added as a contact in my SendGrid account. This ensures my email list is always accurate and up to date, enabling me to deliver timely and personalized email that enhance my customers' engagement and boost sales. And I'm going to create this amazing automation between SendGrid and Typeform with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign into our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign into my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the all Pabbly apps in front of you, in which you can see all the applications of Pabbly, from which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on this Access Now button right here. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow over here, I'm going to give it as Create or Update SendGrid Contact on Typeform Submission. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow. After that, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I have created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. Further, click on this drop down. These are the folders from which I'm going to select Typeform Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving the name to the workflow and selecting the folder, I'm going to click on this Create button in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Create or Update SendGrid Contact on Typeform Submission, and there are two windows in front of you. One says Trigger, other says Action. So what is Trigger and Action? Trigger and Action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two concepts. Over here, Trigger says when this happens and Action says do this. That means what is Action? Action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Typeform. As with the help of Typeform, I have created a form using which I'm collecting my leads data. I want that as soon as the new form submission is going to be done by the lead using Typeform, automatically over here the trigger should capture the response of that. And that is why for the trigger application, I've selected it as Typeform. And for the trigger event, I'm going to select it as new entry, okay? And then to connect Typeform to Pabbly Connect, I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection that you have. And after that, it is asking over here that is connect with Typeform. I'm going to click on this button right here. As I'm going to click on this button over here, it is asking for the permission, in which I'm going to click on this accept button. As this is a saved process and my data is perfectly saved with Pabbly Connect, so I'm going to click on this accept button right here. As I've done that, you can see we have successfully authorized Typeform to Pabbly Connect. After authorizing, it is asking for us to select the form with which we are going to collect the data of. I have created a form over here in the name of Contact Us Form. So what I'm going to do is, in the drop down, I'm going to select it as Contact Us Form, as I want to capture the response of this form submission over here in my trigger. After selecting the form, I'm going to click on the Save and Send Test Request button right here. As I'm going to do that, it is saying waiting for response. So now to check whether Typeform is successfully connected to Pabbly Connect or not, what we are going to do is we are going to do the test form submission of this form that we have created using Typeform. And after doing the test submission, we are going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the test form submission being done or not. Okay. For doing the test submission on this panel, I'm going to go to the share button right here. After coming to share button over here, I'm going to copy this link of this form from here and paste it in a new tab right over here, and I'm going to open it. As I've done that, this is the form that I've created and this form is embedded on my website. Now we go to the test submission of this form. Firstly, it is asking for the first name of our lead. So for the first name over here, I'm going to write it as test. For the last name over here, I'm going to write it as lead 34. For the phone number, firstly for the country code, I'm going to select it as India. And for the phone number over here, I'm going to write in a dummy mobile number, okay? After that, for the email over here, I'm going to write it as testlead34@pabblytudes.com. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on the submit button to do the test submission. It says thanks for completing the submission. As now the submission is done, I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down. And yes, you can see right over here, we've received the response of the test form submission. Let us tally the response. If I'm going to tally the response right here, you can see the email comes as testlead34@pabblytudes.com. This is the mobile number of our lead. You can see right here. Over here, if I'm going to tally, the first name comes as test, last name as lead34 with all the other details. As the response of our form submission has been captured in our trigger, this means that Typeform has now been connected to Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. Now, by the lead, whenever a new form submission is going to be done using Typeform, automatically in the similar manner, Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response. Now, what I want is I want to create this lead as a contact in my SendGrid account. For that, we're going to set up our action step. And for the action application over here, I'm going to select it as SendGrid right here. And as I want to create a contact for the action event, I'm going to select it as add or update a contact. And then I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection that you have. After that, over here it is asking for the token. Using this token, we are going to build a connection between SendGrid and Pabbly Connect. And how we're going to have the token, for that follow the steps given here below in the help desk. Log into your SendGrid account. So this is my SendGrid account right here. And to have the token, what we're going to do is from the left side of the panel over here, if I'm going to scroll on, it says settings. I'm going to go to this option. After coming to settings over here from this option, I'm going to go to this API keys section right here. After coming to the API keys section over here, it says create an API key. We're going to create a new one. For that, click right here. For the key name over here, I'm going to write it as new contact created. This is the key name right here. I'm going to give the full access and then I'm going to click on this create and view button. This is the key. I'm going to copy it from here and I'm going to paste the key right here. Okay. And then I'm going to click on this save button. SendGrid has now been connected to Pabbly Connect. After connecting, it is asking for us to select a list. Okay. So I have created a list in my SendGrid account in the name of Typeform submission. And in this list, I want to create the contacts of my leads. Okay, so for the list over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Typeform submissions. Okay. After that, it's asking for all the details with the help of which a contact is going to be created in our SendGrid account. So for the data of this field, what we are going to do is we are going to map the data. Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. How it works is that as soon as I'm going to click on this field, this was the previous step. As I'm going to click on it, this is the same response that is captured in our previous step. It is asking for the email. So I'm going to search for the email right over here. You can see in our previous response, we have received our leads email. I want to create this lead as a contact in my SendGrid account. So for the data of this field, what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply select the data from my previous response. As I've selected the data from my previous response, the data is mapped, and as I mapped it, the data has now become dynamic. That means whenever now a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this mapped data. Similarly, for the first name over here, I'm going to search for the first name right here. So this is the data of the first name. I'm going to map the data right here. For the last name over here, I'm going to search for the last name that I've received right here. So this is the data of the last name. I'm going to map the data, okay? After that, it is asking for all these fields which I do not require. For the phone number over here, I'm going to map the data of the phone number right here, okay? After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on the Save and Send Test Request button right here. As I'm going to do that, we have received a job ID, which is a positive response. And I'm going to my SendGrid account. This is the Typeform submissions list in my SendGrid account. I'm going to refresh this page from here. As I've refreshed the page, you can see right over here a new contact has been created in my SendGrid account. Let us tally the response of the contact. Name comes as Tesslate34 right over here. Email as tesslate34@pabblytudes.com. And over here we received the mobile number as well. As the contact has now been created, this means that Typeform and SendGrid is connected to each other and how we have built the connection with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done in the trigger, I've selected as Typeform new entry, as whenever we're using Typeform, a form submission is going to be done by the lead. Over here in the trigger, it is going to capture the response, and then later that lead is going to be created as a contact in our SendGrid account, as we've set up this action step, in which for the action application I've selected as SendGrid and action event as add or update contact. And by building the connection between these two applications with Pabbly Connect, we have completed this video right here. So this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.